the top stars from Hollywood and from all over the world to entertain you on a giant screen with the few colorful motion pictures you've been hearing about and reading
It's
about.
showtime, folks. Enjoy the show.
We're delighted to have you with us.
They're driving theater.
You'll find something to please you to add to your evening's enjoyment.
Is pleased to bring you our feature presentation.
Good evening, everybody. I hope everybody's staying warm out there. It is Monday night. It is 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. It is January 26, 2026. We are just after Winter Storm Fern has blown over. We are here. We survived. We're in the studio. It's a little chilly in here, but not so bad. We got the lava lamps going, cooking it up for those of you that are not watching the live stream. For those of you that are, check us out on all of our streaming platforms. You can get in here live on Facebook Live, Twitch, or YouTube, or you can just download the podcast. And we're going to talk about movies. I'm your host, Bo, the Boom Operator.
I'm Slick Doggy the Grip.
And yeah, it's weird. We didn't really get to see a lot of movies this week because the only thing in the news, the only thing that was in our world was preparing for snow. Theaters were closed. People were getting murdered in the streets. There was it just wasn't a really good movie week, right? I tried to watch that Netflix Agatha Christie 3-part miniseries thing and fell asleep immediately because it's snowing outside, right? Which is just already cozy. I had because my house kind of also looks like the studio. So there's lots of soft indirect light and lamps and stuff. And then it's a bunch of British people being like, "Why, Madam so-and-so was in the kitchen and I'm pretty sure she was murdered." And, and you're like, okay.
Yeah.
And I was out.
I watched a bunch of classic Dragon Ball movies and
That's
also
a choice.
fell asleep during that.
How do you fall asleep during whoa, and all that stuff?
Because, it's same thing. It's comfort kind of a deal. Plus, when it plays music or whatever, they're having not battle times. It's kind of way too chill. And so, I had to rewatch Fusion Reborn 3 times.
So what
It's a 50-minute movie. And
what happened in Fusion Reborn? How is
Gogeta.
Oh, is that how Gogeta comes alive? He is the Fusion Reborn?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, well.
Because Janemba's created, and the only way to beat it's Gogeta. You know what I didn't remember, though, forgot, was that Gogeta's on screen for every bit of maybe 10 seconds, and he defeats Janemba in a single move. I was like, what an impression Gogeta left for it to be the best fusion.
Generally, in my experience, Dragon Ball, it takes 3 to 12 episodes for a fight to finally resolve.
Well, these are the movies.
Okay.
It was a 50-minute long movie.
Okay, gotcha.
That's how old Gogeta over there came about. Pretty cool.
Okay.
I watched Tree of Might and all that. And I was watching them in the Japanese and stuff, so it was comforting.
Well, so question in the comments. Vince asks on Twitch, he says, "What's the Netflix Agatha Christie thing called?" I'll get it for my mom. Netflix, it's Agatha Christie's 7 Dials.
That's a miniseries. I thought it was a movie.
It's a mini series. So far, it's got 3 episodes out. I've only gotten through episode 1, but it's got a pretty cool looking cast. You've got Martin Freeman's in it, Helena Bonham Carter, Ian Glenn, but he dies in the first 30 seconds of the first episode. There's some people in there to check it out, but I didn't get farther than the first 30 minutes of the first episode, and I was just out like a light. But with that said, I didn't really get to watch much. I've been wanting to watch Rip, or is it Rip, or whatever the Matt Damon. Wanted to check that out, but still haven't had a chance to really do it. Just with the snow, I don't know. Everybody thinks that that's when I'm going to sit and watch movies, but I just love getting into the Bronco and driving around in the snow. So I got a comment coming up from YouTube. Says, "Yo, bros, watched Alex H crack jokes while climbing one of the tallest buildings in the world. Amazing. Gonna build a little pit fire after this. Heck yeah, a little fire pit in the cold weather. Are you going outside? Like,
Dude, imagine getting yourself real cracked up and tickled while you're like climbing a building, and you just like you belly laugh and like, yeah,
yeah, no, that would.
and then
be,
you Hans Gruber it, yeah.
oh man, then it's Christmas. Yeah, every time Hans Gruber falls off Nakatomi,
That's what I would do. I wouldn't be able to crack jokes because I always get myself big tickled about things, and I would
just
definitely.
slip and
Yeah.
die. Well, let's jump into some news. There was a little bit of news going on this week. Not a whole lot, but there's always something to be talked about.
There was more than some other weeks, though.
Yeah, this is true. Well, I don't know. Did we mention it in the pre-show, or was that even the pre nobody was watching show where we were talking about Paramount and Netflix and the whole the cash offer on the table? And,
Oh yeah, we were talking about it before we got on the pre-show. So Netflix and WB have renegotiated their deal to be an all-cash transaction for $82.7 billion.
I know,
What?
it's crazy.
That's crazy. I don't know how that works. We were talking about, we're like, how does that even work? How do you have, $83 billion in cash? Like, how does that even happen? Apparently Netflix is worth like nearly $400 billion. And they can just run to the bank and withdraw 82.7 billion bucks like it's nothing. And
just like throw it on the debit card,
Yeah.
just boop.
So with the Paramount guy trying to sue them and trying to work deals and trying to get foreign governments involved to put a stop to it, Netflix is like, screw it, dude, we'll just give you cash. And WB's like, okay. Like,
Here you go.
Yeah.
It better be delivered in like a cartoon money sack.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Can you? I mean, here's the thing. Like, we have gotten to an age where our numbers in money are so unfathomably large of physical fiat currency, right? Like, can you even imagine like how there's no way like what that amount of money would look like in a physical space?
Yeah, I mean, what kind of bills do you have to make it where $82.7 billion isn't like, doesn't fill a warehouse?
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, that's like so much more than Scrooge McDuck. Like,
because I mean, even if they're using like bonds or whatever that are like $10,000 notes or something like that, or what's the biggest note that you can have? Like, how many of them do you need to have $82.7 billion on printed currency?
in the comments, Vince said something that is very near and dear to my heart because down with the corporations. But he said he heard at the start of this Netflix thing they were making it rain, and now they barely pay people. And this is true. It's like, okay, they're like, oh, our fiscal quarter earnings are we're having a really difficult time with our shares and our stockholders, and we need to make some fiscal financing decisions. We're going to slim down middle management, and we can't pay these people. Oh, hey, by the way, here's billions of dollars in cash to buy this thing we don't really need, but we kind of just want it. Here it is. Here's this cash. And corporations, they're the Walmarts of the world, the Amazons, the Nvidias, the BlackRock, the Vanguard groups, the Netflixes, the Disney, they have the money. They can pay their people more. They can absolutely do it. But it means that stock price, that shareholder confidence is going to slip just a little bit. And they go, that's just there's no way we can. That's a no game, no can do on that one, guys. But we will buy a toy for $29 billion or whatever.
I saw the other day that BlackRock is like the primary shareholder in Games Workshop. Like they're like, yeah, Warhammer, yeah, we'll be the primary investor for Warhammer. It's crazy.
No, that makes me not want to do that anymore.
Also, their stocks took a big old dump after they shit on their fans recently, which was kind of funny. Hey, you know what? Talking about big companies, and since we talked about Dragon Ball right there, this past week here, just a day or two ago, we got the Dragon Ball Genki Dama Matsuri in Japan. Genki Dama is the word in Japanese for spirit bomb.
Where did we get it?
Ball.
What do you mean? Where do we get it? We got it? What?
the Genkidama Matsuri happened, which is like their like big Dragon Ball announcement show. Because Dragon Ball is integral to the that's fine. It's integral to the survival of the Japanese economy. Did you know that? Like Dragon Ball is a linchpin of the Japanese economy, which is why when Toriyama was like, I'm done, they were like, well, we can't just end Dragon Ball. It's too important to the economy and tourism of Japan. So they made Dragon Ball GT without him and being involved. And that's why they're beating Dragon Ball Super to death over everything. And even with Toriyama gone, they're like, well, we're just going to keep on Dragon Ball and the Dragon Ball.
We're going to drag it around.
So
Dragon Balls.
With the Genkidama Matsuri, what they announced is that they're going to redo Dragon Ball Super, the new one, the new series. They're going to redo it, and it's going to be called Dragon Ball Super Beerus, right? Which is one of the characters in it that's not one of the Z Fighters. So they're already remaking the new Dragon Ball before they do any kind of revamping of all the classic stuff. And also, they're going to continue the story of Dragon Ball Super to catch up with the manga and have Galactic Patrol, which is the arc that follows where the Super series ended. So we're getting 2 new Dragon Ball Super series. One is just a rehash of the original series, and the other one is a continuation where the manga has gone.
I think they should do a series that's like the Star Trek Below Decks, where it just says Dragon Ball D's nuts, and instead of Dragon Ball Z, and it's just your Dragon Balls, and sorry, they can't all be winners. I've never understood Dragon Ball. Like, I've tried really, really hard, and there was a while where it was on Toonami for a bit, and like Adult Swim, and like the whole what's the Mewtwo looking motherfucker that was in Dragon Ball? He had the blue, he had the tail. The whole, that was the only
Frieza?
arc, I guess. He was like white, and he had like a tail and like a little
Frieza.
Okay, that one. I remember seeing them fight for like 60 episodes. Like every Saturday, it was just like them fighting each other, and then I'm like, what?
That's because Dragon Ball had been going since the 80s, and the anime was always catching up to the manga, and they had to stretch things out to allow the manga to go further so that they had something to catch up to. Yeah. So
I don't understand, like,
which they redid it.
Yeah.
So they redid Dragon Ball later on, and it was called Dragon Ball Kai, which was the shortened version where all of the stretch was not there. It was removed from the series.
Oh.
Yeah. So there's.
Well, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, a lot of people really like Kai.
Kind of like what was it? Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, where they kind of take out all the shonen parts of it.
Oh, is that what it is? Is Brotherhood just the series over again?
Yeah, they reanimate it and they take out all the shonen stuff. All the like go and a big,
oh, that's not shonen. That's.
Or what is that?
Shonen is like the action, like the action part of it.
Well,
like,
whatever that style where it's like, a girl bends over and they go, oh, y'all, and there's like a pantied butt cheek and then a tear like comes out. And
yeah, like the over-exaggerated anime part of it.
Yeah, well, anyway, Full Metal Alchemist is pretty good, but it had a lot of that kind of stuff peppered in there. But Brotherhood, same storyline, took a lot of that stuff out and made it a little more serious.
I see.
So,
but new Dragon Ball. You should watch Kai. It's the shortened version. It might be easier for you.
They try to do that with Berserk, with the Golden Age arc movies, where they're like, well, let's make it even more serious and condense it down. But they messed it up. It like, they're good for sure, but they cut out a lot of the, because it was so short form, the bonds between the characters, like by the time we got to the end, it wasn't as heavy.
A lot of people that are used to the stretched and filler-filled versions of things, when it's taken out, they're like, I kind of liked it the other way, though, because that's what they're used to.
Well, and I think with Berserk, you have, 45 opportunities to hear yeah. You know the like the Berserk song that everybody references. Do you not know the Berserk?
Dog, I've told you about Berserk.
It's the best. And
No, that
how is it that you watch Dragon Ball Z and
because orcs don't do things to children in Dragon Ball that will haunt me for the rest of my life.
yeah, but you didn't get this. This is what you're missing at like the end of every episode. It's this. But wait for it though.
Okay, while we're waiting, Star Punch asks, real question, where would a noob start with Dragon Ball? At the beginning, start with Dragon Ball. Start with the very beginning. Don't launch into Z. Start with Dragon Ball. Watch it all the way through. Dragon Ball is fantastic.
But did it have this?
I don't know. Don't get the stream taken down by Sony for having.
No, man. It gets better though. Just wait for the chorus. Yeah, where would a weeb end with Dragon Ball?
Where Z ends, where Goku flies off into the future. Don't ever watch Super. Super is garbage. So yeah, just end it with Z the way it was supposed to. Dude, we're gonna get flagged for
How? This is like the Guts theme. It's been out of print forever.
You know, dude. There's been rehashes of the anime.
This part. Yeah, I skipped ahead and I missed it. Like, and he like comes in and he's like, oh yo. I mean, yes. At the end of every episode, you're just like, yeah. And you cry. Dude, Berserk is like the greatest. It's so good. It's so good. And I can't believe you don't watch it.
I've explained the reasons. Hey, speaking of other dumb things from Japan, like all the stuff we've just been talking about, did you see that in the new Mario movie, there's Yoshi?
Vince in the comments, I also miss the music on this show. Continue.
On our show?
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
when we used to be able to
play music, but
yeah, instead we talk about super dumb stuff like Yoshi being in the Super Mario Galaxy movie and just being a big dumb joke that Toad hates in the trailer. So that's a thing. That's a real thing. Hey, talking about dumb movie trailers, things that are stupid and I hate them. Masters of the Universe trailer was released and it's poop garbage. Because they're doing the exact same thing.
All the memes that are coming out about Jared Leto Skeletor are pretty great, though. Because everybody is just like, the character design, they're like, oh, yes,
Can't even tell it's him.
Looking like Skeletor. Yeah, look at the movie Skeletor. And then it goes, played by Jared Leto. And everybody's like, no! And like flipping tables.
Yeah.
And
well, so the worse than that is the fact that they're doing the exact same mistake that they did from the original live action movie, which is that instead of having a story set in Eternia about He-Man, it's some dickwad that lives in modern day regular plain old Earth, and then he's like, I just feel like I'm a part of something bigger, and I just feel like
they Harry Pottered him.
Yeah, and he finds the sword, and when he touches the sword, he's transported to Eternia or some crap. And then they're like, "You're Prince Adam, and we sent you away when you were a baby so that you would be safe from the clutches of Skeletor." And it's like, Jesus Christ, just have him in Eternia. There's no reason for there to be Earth. There's no reason for you to have modern horse crap. There's no reason that anything outside of Eternia should exist ever for any reason.
Unless it's Dolph Lundgren coming to Earth and...
Oh, it's the most infuriating horse crap, stupid idea ever.
I agree.
Who's just like, you know how He-Man's kind of friggin' cool? What if we said, screw that? And everyone's like, print money, dude. Hell yeah, I love it. And they're like,
the thing, like, I was hoping that, you know, what was it, the Kevin Smith Masters of the Universe, and there was another like Masters of the Universe show that were not terrible that took place. They were not terrible. They were not great,
Which
but
part of a Kevin Smith
but
wasn't terrible?
they were not so bad because they did a little world building in Eternia. You know, they focused on some characters that I thought was kind of stupid. They made He-Man without He-Man, but they did at least put it all in Eternia.
Well, yeah,
and-
didn't He-Man get his ass kicked at the end of the first?
Well, that was
half?
the whole thing. Is like there's a problem. And I thought, like, in retrospect, I'm like, well, that's a really good way to focus on Eternia world building is going, He-Man's in trouble. We can't rely on He-Man. We got to go save He-Man.
Yeah.
Even though we're all just like, well, wouldn't He-Man just come and save the day? It's kind of in those, like, the Marvel Cinematic Universe where, like, these movies are all stupid because why doesn't Thor just come down and go, plank, and, you know, do that? But when you take Eternia out of a He-Man movie,
right.
that's dumb.
There's no reason for Earth to be there.
Tammy says make it Henry Cavill and she's there.
I mean, it wouldn't be the worst idea.
So
but
here's
Henry,
the thing:
this is an Amazon project. and
is
Henry,
Tammy gonna watch Warhammer now?
Yeah. Hey, Henry Cavill's going to be Captain Titus in the Warhammer project that Amazon's doing. So
There you go. You might turn yourself into a Warhammer fan.
just going to be a big, giganto, buff space marine dude.
He's already built like a space marine. He's like,
Yeah.
his lats are too big and he can't put his arms down.
Yeah, it's going to be sick.
How many movies does like Henry Cavill when he's getting it ready to fight? He does this thing, and he like
Oh, yeah, he did that in Mission Impossible.
he did it in a lot of movies.
And then maybe like one or two other things. But
Did he do it as Geralt of Rivia?
I don't know. You watched The Witcher stuff.
I did, and I feel like one fight he like did the, you know, pop. I don't know what this
Maybe.
serves.
I sure wish that he would quit getting attached to projects that no one but him believes in. And then they shit on him there at that project. And then everyone that
like, "This is
watches it is
cool."
like, this is sick. Henry Cavill's so cool. And they're like, yeah, well, we canned it. It's gone forever.
Because we're producers and we know better.
Yeah. Yeah. Which, hey, speaking of producers,
Actually, speaking of producers, I know there's not a whole lot of people. I don't even know if I should be talking about this, but I'm going to tease this out to you guys. I am in talks right now because I know people in the industry, and I was having some conversations over the snow days that I might have an opportunity to be an executive producer on a short film from one of my all-time top like favorite animators ever. He's like getting kind of old and he's working on a short film and it's going to be like his last one. And yeah, they were looking for folks to like, you know, put up some cash and to believe in the project and trying to get the audio budget going for this short film. And yeah, so if you want to find out more about that, I'll put it in the Discord, but I'm not going to put it on the live stream. But I also don't want to jinx it, but super hype because this is something I've been talking about this week. But one of my all-time favorite animators.
Academy Award-winning films.
Well,
Here
honestly,
we come.
honestly, like this, you know, because there is an animated short film category at the Academy Awards. This particular film could potentially be a contender for that category. So, yeah, I don't want to jinx it, but anyway, speaking of producers,
Is that where I was going? Oh yeah. Speaking of producers that don't know dick about the stuff that they are producing, and they have dumbass input, and they just get some buff dude to do something dumb. We got to look at Lobo. And
we did get a look at Lobo.
it's exactly what I knew it was going to be, and why when everyone else was like, oh my God, Jason Momoa's Lobo, he's perfect for it. I can't believe it's like it was tailor-made for Jason Momoa. Oh my God, it's going to be amazing. Guess what? It's not. It's not Lobo. It's just Jason Momoa.
Dressed as Lobo.
It's kind of dressed as Lobo. His makeup looks CGI for some reason.
His makeup did kind of look CGI.
And he's on a regular motorcycle that just spits fire instead of being on a space hog. It's not Lobo. It's just Jason Momoa. And the whole build-up tease for it is they have Momoa walking out to his car and they're like, Jason Momoa, what are you off to do? And he's like, Lobo, baby. And then he hops in his car, and then the next thing you see is just the worst rendition of Lobo. And it's so upsetting.
Well,
because
and I think that the problem here is as a systemic problem we've been seeing in Hollywood for the past 15 years now.
the cast for a name, not for a role.
And they're casting a celebrity to. It's weird. It's not like. It's like Lobo's playing Jason Momoa and not Jason Momoa's playing Lobo. Does that make any sense? You know where guys I'm going? It's like they want these characters to embody these celebrities so the celebrity becomes bigger.
Yeah,
and
the celebrity's there and the character isn't.
Isn't, right. And they're like, how can we, you love Jason Momoa. We're going to make Jason Momoa even cooler by we're putting a Lobo skin kind of on him, but it's still Jason Momoa. And like all of these characters have been treated this way instead of casting people to play the role of a character that really already exists. And I think that really waters down the character, especially for newer audiences.
Yeah.
That may, maybe want to learn about that character, but instead they're just getting it through a filter of like, well, that's just Robert Downey. Iron Man is Robert Downey Jr. Like, and they cannot fathom a different version of Iron Man.
Tony Stark existed for 60 years before Iron Man, or before.
But how was that possible?
Yeah.
If Robert Downey Jr. wasn't alive.
Yeah. It's very upsetting as someone who does like Jason Momoa for the most part and does like Lobo for all the part. It's upsetting to see Lobo on film just be Jason Momoa. It's just more of the same. It's going to be the same as he is in Aquaman.
He's going to come out and go, woo!
Exactly.
How?
Yeah, there's going to be zero difference between.
Except for he'll have a cigar. Or wait, I think he had an Aquaman cigar too, didn't he?
No, did Lobo?
Hang on tight.
Did he have a cigar in the in the trailer?
It was in his mouth, and he was like,
Yeah. So anyhow,
Tammy on Facebook says Melly vodka product placement. Yeah, because he owns that company. It's actually pretty good vodka. I'm not gonna lie. It has a very nice vanilla note. It's good to. I don't normally like cocktailing with vodka, but Melly vodka does have kind of a smooth sweetness. This is not a paid ad, but it is kind of pretty good.
Which one's better, Jason Momoa's or Justin Timberlake's vodka?
Jason Momoa's vodka is better. Yeah, Justin Timberlake vodka I didn't think it's great.
So yeah, producers don't know dick. Hey, talking about the dumbest people in charge of movies ever. Just the dumbest thing that you could possibly do. Batman, Brave and the Bold. Old James Gunn talking about people that are just big Jason Momoa fans. James Gunn and his dumbass thinks that it's a fantastic idea for the first mainline Batman movie for his DCU to be. They're doing the old Batman thing again because they're hopping straight to Damian. There's no Dick Grayson. There's no Tim Drake. There's no what's his name? Red Hood, the one that got Jason Todd.
Jason Todd, yeah.
There's none of that, going straight to Damian, and the movie is being written by the lady that wrote and gave us 2 of the 3 worst DC movies ever made: The Flash and Birds of Prey.
Ooh.
If she would have wrote Shazam 2, she would have had a turkey. But so
Shazam 2 was so bad.
The writer that did Flash and Birds of Prey is being put in charge of the fucking Batman movie, and then the director for it is the guy that directed Flash. Muschietti.
Mm-hmm.
So we're getting the same team that brought us the giant successful movie.
From the same team that you flushed down the toilet 3 times. How does that keep happening? How do you fail so much that they go, let's try it again?
Yeah, and James Gunn's like, hell yeah, dude, I believe in this team. Dude, get bent, bro. Like, are you kidding me?
Has anybody made a Flash super edit of just the Batman parts? Just like make a super cut where it's just like it's not even a Flash movie. Yeah. It's a Batman movie that the Flash is like a guest appearance.
These are the same people that are defending the CGI that happened in that. The same people that are like, well, I think Ezra Miller did a great job. And these are the same people that was like, what if Supergirl was just a brunette and just a total dick? What if Batman dies 50 times on screen? What if that happens? What if the most undefeatable member of the Justice League in all of DC history, the very person that DC fucking Comics is named after, what if he just gets his ass whooped on screen repeatedly? You're putting these people in charge of Batman? I hate movies, everybody. I hate them. Hey,
Hey, speaking of movies, do we want to talk about what's coming out this week, or do we want to?
I got some more.
You got some
Speaking
more.
of things that might not be,
so rage-inducing.
dude. Sometimes, dude. Speaking of people that sometimes can make movies and other times just create the most rage inside of you ever, old Sam Raimi
Oh, his new movie's coming out.
gave us
We'll talk about that. in a moment.
the Island movie thing.
Yeah.
He gave us an update saying that Darkman 2 can still be a thing. So previously in 2022, he said that they had a producer and they were getting it made. But his newest update says that they have a screenplay, 2 directors, but they're having a hard time getting the movie funded. And it went from Universal Pictures really wanting a Darkman 2 to now the Ghost House Pictures that he works with.
Well, Ghost House is awesome.
Yeah, but it's like the Universal's name is not there anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like,
wasn't Darkman a Miramax movie? Was that not Miramax?
oh, I don't remember. I know that Darkman's sick, except for the part where the dude chops fingers with the cigar, cutter.
deal.
Yeah, that'll haunt you for your life.
I mean, Darkman is sick. Darkman is such a weird, bizarro. It feels like a comic booky. It's so engaging in parallel university that. And hammy and campy that you get sucked right in, and you're like, dang! And Liam Neeson's all in it, and it's good. Darkman's good.
Darkman is so good. Now, no word on if Liam Neeson would be there for Darkman 2. I don't see how you could have a Darkman without him.
Yeah.
He is Darkman, but I don't think you need to have a Darkman 2. I love Darkman.
I think I'm gonna have to watch Darkman this week. That seems like a good snow day revisit.
I mean, you can't explain him being 40 years older, like 30 some odd years older, and being crazy that whole time and putting on fake skin every 10 minutes. No one's doing that for 3 decades. No one's going to be a psychopath murdering people and yelling fuck you which is the funniest part of the movie, and putting on weird skin. They're gonna be like, well, he got better at making skin in the last 30 years, so now it lasts for 25 minutes instead.
He got an internship at Oil of Olay, and he just stole some products.
Yeah, he collects foreskin clippings, and he has the best. Yeah, that's a real thing, by the way. Check your makeup; it has dick skin in it. That's real.
I know it's real.
Grasshoppers, bat poop, and baby dick skin. That's a real thing for your makeup.
Baby dicks.
Yeah, real thing. Hey, speaking of Batman, that's not super stupid though.
Diverting topics from baby dicks.
Someone who's not. Maybe his makeup has baby dick in it, dude. I don't know. But Jensen Ackles at a convention in LA was asked about if he was still trying to get the role of Batman, and he was like, yeah, of course, it's still a dream role. I think Jensen Ackles would probably be a pretty cool Batman. I also think that old Reacher, Alan Ritchson, would be a really cool Batman.
Yeah, but he was already Hawk.
Dude, and he was Aquaman before that. What's your point?
I guess that's true.
And I think he's done a voice or two, and he's been several things in DC. Let him be Batman.
He does have the stature of what a comic book Batman.
Dude, just give him dark hair, and he's Batman.
Yeah.
Dude. Jensen Ackles also, same thing. Like, he could be Batman. Either one of them can be Batman. Make them both Batman.
But can they be Bruce Wayne?
Yes.
That's always the blend, is like, how do you...
Dude.
Because I feel...
Bruce Wayne is just Reacher.
But Bruce Wayne, like, to me, when I think about Bruce Wayne, like, well, and Reacher's just a man mountain, right? He's just too authoritatively big, and I think that, you know,
Batman the animated series, he's just like massive.
But he's also a cartoon.
Shoulders this wide, and
because
he's like, I'm definitely not Batman, and everyone's like, there's no way he's Batman, dude.
But he's an Art Deco cartoon. Everything's made of triangles.
Yeah.
And but I just feel like, you know, I don't know if, like, in Gotham City, if, you know, billionaire playboy, like, drunkard Bruce Wayne comes in, and he's just like this chiseled 7-foot tall man mountain, and he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna go drink mimosas, guys. And you're like, totally not Batman,
dude.
Like,
I don't
no
know.
way.
Make both of them Batman and Elseworlds things. I'll watch both of them. I think both of them would be a good job at
now, I would
being
like
Batman.
to see Rickman as. I mean, I think we both really like him.
Dude, I've been a fan of Alan Ritchson since he was AC in Smallville.
I think
I watched Smallville. I watched Blue Mountain State. Watched a bunch of his movies.
Dare I say, hot take, that Alan Ritchson could be this generation's Arnold Schwarzenegger if they just marketed him right.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely.
I think so. Because everybody wants it to be Jason Momoa, and I don't think Jason Momoa is too whoa. I don't think that he's like Richard has got he's funny.
Oh, he would be a good Conan the Barbarian.
Wouldn't he though? I think he's a lot more versatile.
Momoa was already Conan, but I think Alan Ritchson would be a good Conan.
Yeah.
So that's the thing.
Let's try it out.
We're getting more Fast and Furious. It's not the movie. In 2027, we're getting a roller coaster. You're welcome, fans.
Okay.
And Keenan and Kel are making a new movie.
I haven't drank all week.
Keenan and Kel are doing a horror comedy produced by Keenan's production company, Artist for Artist or whatever. And it's Keenan and Kel meet Frankenstein. They're doing Abbott and Costello.
Yeah, Abbott Costello.
Dude,
Yeah, I was about to say that.
I want Keenan and Kel to be the new Abbott
Abbott
and Costello. I would
Yeah.
go to every one of the movies. So it's they're like two just dumbass delivery drivers, and they happen into Frankenstein's lab, and they wake the monster, and then a horror comedy ensues. I think Keenan and Kel.
This is the greatest idea.
It sounds so cool, and
We needed some good news today.
I want them to be Abbott and Costello so bad, because I think that would be, that'd be great for Kel
genius.
Mitchell. That would be good for both of them, just to continue their careers and into making everyone happy. Just, can you imagine Keenan and Kel as like that
That's
duo?
like the greatest news I've had all week.
Yeah, dude,
they would
so
kill
good.
it.
Yeah,
They
I'm
would
excited.
kill it.
And then, man, this is kind of cool. Hold your reaction here. Shah Rukh Khan is going to be doing his first Bollywood movie in 3 years. It got its teaser trailer. It's called King. It's going to be released the day after Christmas this year. But it's a revenge thriller that is heavily inspired by Leon the Professional.
I mean, that's cool.
Dude, the trailer looks kind of cool. There's not a lot to it yet, but Shah Rukh Khan in a revenge movie heavily influenced by Leon sounds awesome. Every part of that sounds super rad.
Okay. I mean, I'd watch it. I'd probably watch it. Or I'd just watch The Professional. Well,
it's not a remake. It's
heavily
influenced.
inspired.
Yeah,
There was a movie I watched not too long ago that was giving me big. Oh, I watched Dust Bunny. I watched Dust Bunny the other day. I'll talk about that because it got released. It was David Fuller, I believe. I think it was a Fuller project.
Mads Mikkelsen.
Yes. Yeah. And I watched that, and it also had. Was it Sigourney Weaver? I think was in it
really?
as well.
I didn't see her. I don't remember seeing her in the trailer.
I think she was in it. No. Who was? Oh, God, it's gonna kill me trying to remember who was in this movie. It might have been Sigourney Weaver.
While you're looking that up, I'm just gonna point out real quick. Sometimes movies that are heavily influenced can be okay. Remember?
I know you're about to say the Forrest Gump one.
Oh no, yeah, that one was a remake though. That was fantastic. No, dude. What was the movie that was the Viking movie?
Yeah, it was Sigourney Weaver. Yeah.
The Viking movie that you were like, oh, dude, it was just Conan.
Oh, the Norseman.
Yeah, Norseman, and it was Northman.
Northman. Yeah.
Norseman. It don't matter.
Anyway.
But the point is, it was after the fact. The guy was like, yeah, it's Conan. I'm sorry. And everyone's like, no, dude, it's really cool that it's Conan. If they would have come out ahead of time and been like, it's heavily influenced by Conan, we would have all been like, you're not Conan, get out of here. You remember?
It's true.
Like,
That's true.
It would have 100% been like that. If they would have announced, he's like, well, I was very heavily influenced by Conan the Barbarian. All of us would have been like, no. But since he did it, and then everyone's like, is that Conan? He's like, yeah. And they're like, oh, okay.
It was all the best parts of Conan. But yeah, anyway, so Dust Bunny. I'll give a short little review of that here in just a second after we do new releases, and or I could just review it now. It's not like it's a I don't have to stick to this thing.
Movie average, right? It wasn't. I
So
don't think I saw it in our theaters at all.
It did not come out in our theater. It got really limited release, which is kind of surprising because Brian Fuller is very, very talented. Matt Milkinson is great. I mean, you've got supporting cast from like David Dasmalchian or whatever. He's been in a lot of stuff. Sigourney Weaver is, of course, Sigourney Weaver. You've got it was visually really interesting. You know, Fuller has a really cool, like, very atmospheric, very bizarre kind of visual style. You know, we've talked about like his work. I mean, I love his work on Hannibal, and some of his TV show work is really fantastic. But this movie, you know, it was like only in theaters. It was in theaters for like a second, and I saw that it was a VOD on Amazon Prime. I rented it for like $5 or whatever. And I short review on it, like the one sentence is, I'd recommend it. You know, I'd watch it again. It was a competent kind of magical action movie that gave me a lot of the Leon, aka The Professional, vibes, because it blended this sort of this girl's imagination. She thinks that there's this monster under her bed that's like eating people, and she follows Mads to an alley and sees these, you know, fantastic visions that the movie sort of makes it look like maybe it's her imagination.
Is it Leon and Little Monsters? Like,
yes, it is. And so she follows Mads, and it turns out like she sees Mads like kicking ass of these sort of like triad dudes in the street, and she's like, this is the guy. I need him to I need to hire him, acquire his services to slay this monster under my bed. So she steals all this money from a church in the collection bucket, which was pretty funny. She does this heist, right? And she takes all this money and she's going to try and hire him. And he thinks that, you know, she's, of course, full of shit because it's just this imaginary creature underneath the bed. And he's like, you little girl, I'm not going to take your money. You know, he's Mads. But he thinks that he's kind of directly responsible for, like, her parents getting killed. But her parents, she says they got killed by the monster under the bed. But there were people trying to kill him because he's a hitman. And he's like, well, I'll entertain this little girl because her parents are dead. But there is no monster under the bed. He's like, this is something that I created. And they kind of start to have a bond. And then the movie starts to blur, and you're like, is she really making this stuff up, or is it real? And are these things both parallel? And I don't want to give it away, but it's pretty cool the way that they start blending what you think is this girl's imagination and reality. And Sigourney Weaver's like this guy's handler, and, you know, it's a little bit John Wickian and a little bit just, you know, pushing up daisies and 6 Feet Under and a little bit American Gods. Like it's pretty cool. Visually there was some CGI that looked kind of hokey, but I understand that they didn't have a really big budget, and Fuller has a tendency to want to like shoot for the rafters and do stuff that's just very out there visually. So you kind of have to take it with a little grain of salt. And also I kept thinking that maybe because it didn't look so realistic with the CGI, that kind of helped add to that sort of imaginary creatures vibe. But overall, I enjoyed it. I would totally recommend it and watch it again. It's not like, oh my gosh, you can't miss this movie. This is going to change your life. But of all the crap that I see in my infinite scroll that comes out that's new or VOD, this was something new. It was something unique, and I'll watch anything that Brian Fuller does. So if you get a chance to check it out, I would say check it out. You know, plus you get to see Mads beat people up, which is always good. And Sigourney Weaver's cool. Like, she has gun shoes for like a minute. They're like stiletto heels that have like triggers on them. She goes,
okay.
It was pretty funny. But anyway, yeah, you can check it out. Did not get much of a theatrical release, but it is. You can rent or buy it on Amazon Prime right now. So there you go, Dust Bunny. But coming out in theaters this week, there is some new movies coming out. We actually touched on this one just a little bit, talking about Sam Raimi. But his new film, Send Help, is coming out in theaters this week. In theaters, I don't know if you've seen the trailer. It's about this employee and her boss becoming stranded on a desert island, and they're the only survivors of this plane crash, and they have to like overcome past grievances and work together to survive. Will they make it out alive? But of course, it's Sam Raimi, and there's twists.
How is it that neither of the main actors get top billing in the movie? Is that the twist? Is that the whole trailer is only 5 minutes of the movie, and the rest of it is like none of Rachel McAdams
Or Dylan O'Brien. You got me.
The whole movie is everyone be like, well, where could the plane have gone? We've been looking for it everywhere. And it just cuts to them, and they're like, ah! Like Lord of Flies in it up, and then it cuts away, and like 2 hours of the runtime is everyone like,
else.
well, if we chart it and we look and we find, and then it cuts back to them, and they're just like, ah!
Well, I like Rachel McAdams, and Dylan O'Brien's pretty cool. I haven't been a big Dylan O'Brien fan, but generally when I see him in a movie, I'm not like, this fucking guy.
Yeah, he was in that. He was in that spy movie with Michael Keaton. That was kind of cool.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying I've seen any movies where I'm like, ew, I don't like seeing him in movies.
Maze Runners aren't terrible movies.
I mean, for what they were,
yeah.
They could have been better because the books were really good, but we're not going to go there. But anyway, yeah, it's coming out in theaters this week. Also coming out in theaters, One More Job for Jason Statham. I swear to God, I thought this was going to be like another Beekeeper when I was watching the trailer, but it's Jason Statham in a movie called Shelter, and it's he's a reclusive dude on a remote Scottish island, and he rescues a girl from the sea, and it unleashes a perilous sequence of events that culminate in an attack on his home, compelling him to face his turbulent past. So, of course, he's got to set his skills, and he's got to protect this girl one more time, one last job. And, yeah, I mean, this is he has made this movie so many times.
Keep on making it, dude. This sounds awesome.
It's just like a DLC with a different pack. It's like, we're gonna get the Jason Statham movie, but with the Irish cold weather pack, and
it's like its own genre. Like it's a Jason Statham.
It's a Statham joint. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean, Jason Statham, Shelter, her safety, his mission, one last job. In the comments there, Movie Albert said Mads was great as Hannibal. Yes, I love Mads Mikkelsen in all things that he does. But yeah, Jason Statham, Shelter. It's coming out this weekend. You can check it out. Blah, blah, blah. You know the drill. Everything else that's listed on our release list is relatively low release, so it'll be either hitting streaming or just in tiny little theatrical run. There's a movie next weekend that I cannot wait to talk about, but we will save that for next week, so it'll give us something to talk about. But it's coming, and I'm excited. So Luc Besson, blah.
Talking about Leon, yeah.
Couple of hints there. So yeah, okay. Blah. I don't know, what movie could it be?
Luc Besson.
Luc Besson. Exactly. Vince over on Twitch, he says, and from Meg, I learned that Jason Statham was a professional diver.
He was. That's how he got scouted, and that's why he's like all like martial artsy and physically fit and stuff. Because
one last dive.
He was a diver. Yeah.
One last dive. I'm only gonna do this for you, because reasons. But no real reason other than I'm going to do it.
He was like a high diver, not a scuba diver. True. Like he would jump off of platforms and stuff.
One last dive.
There's like old videos of that where he kind of has hair when he's doing that.
Whoa, I can't fathom that. Okay, well, it's about time for us to do the box office, man. We have come to the end of the road here. Giving the box office report for January 23rd through 25th.
Been a long road.
Getting from there to here, but this I feel like this box office report is stunted because so many theaters were closed. There was a lot of this whole weekend was devastating to the entertainment and hospitality economy because everybody was bundled up on the days that we normally go out and spend our money. So We're going to give you the top 11 movies. Actually, the top 12. Let's go ahead and do that because I want to make fun of this one movie.
All right.
And we're going to do those movies and tell you what made money and what didn't. So speaking of things that didn't make money, what's number 12?
Oh, falling out of the top 10, losing its spot at number 6, dropping down to number 12 is Primate. And only its third week out, grossed $1.5 million, bringing it up to $23.4 million.
That movie looked so bad.
I bet its CG budget is beyond that.
It's so bad, so bad.
And then holding at number 11, The Two Towers brought in $1.6 million for its 2026 re-release.
Only being in 200 theaters.
Dang. So in 2 weeks, it brought in $4 million.
That's awesome.
Pretty cool.
The theater average there is over double the number one movie in America. So it's like, why didn't they put it in more theaters? Clearly, we wanted to see it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. And then at number 10, climbing from the number 12 spot, Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. $1.6 million for it as well. It brought in $3.97 million. I imagine it was all the same people that were going to watch one as the other, which is why they're getting identical-ish numbers there. And then at number 9, climbing from number 16, one that I've started to see lots of trailers for, and I'm sure that Oscar season has a lot to do with this. Hamnet, in its 9th week out, is back in the top 10 here. $1.8 million, bringing up to 17.5 so far in its more than 2-month run. And then at number 8, Fellowship of the Ring, still out there. It grabbed $2 million. Go ahead and keep your secrets. $5.9 million in its 2 weeks.
So about $14 million by Lord of the Rings being back in theaters this week.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. Pretty cool. And then opening at number 7, a movie that I have not seen anything good about. We thought maybe it'll be good.
Because it's horror, but
turns out everyone hates it. Return to Silent Hill open at number 7 with $3.2 million.
Whoa.
It does not seem like it's apt to make too much more money. Lots of people are really upset with how that movie ended up being. And they're like, dude, the trailers, and it was based on Silent Hill 2, and I really was excited, and nope. And then at number 6, losing its spot in the top 3, 28 years later, The Bone Temple, in its second week out, $3.4 million for that one, bringing it up to 20.5. Another $25 million elsewhere, so it's grossed almost $46 million. And then holding at number 5, Marty Supreme, another $3.5 million for it in its 6th week out, bringing it up over $86 million in the U.S., another 23 elsewhere, so it's made $110 million. Not bad for a little ping pong movie.
Yeah, a little Chalamet.
And then Vincent should have $14 million, $1 million for every ending of Return of the King. Yeah, why not, man? And then holding number 4, The Housemaid, and its 6th week out. Dang, it's still out there. Almost $4 million brought in, bringing it up to $115 million here in the U.S. Another 105 elsewhere.
Don't know how, but it did it.
More than $220 million brought in by that one. Good job,
nice
movie. And then at number 3, Zootopia 2, holding on to its number 3 spot as well. $5.3 million added to the pile.
9 weeks out.
9 weeks out. It's grossed more than $400 million in the U.S. alone. Another $1.3 billion elsewhere. So it is at $1.75 billion.
James over on Facebook in the comments has said, I have yet to hear a good reason why Zootopia 2 made more than any other Disney animated movie. But there isn't one. There isn't a good reason. It just is one of those weird things that it's like CGI animals doing people things. They were just like, yeah, okay. Is Jason Bateman?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe that's just Jason Bateman. Everybody's just like, yeah, I mean, it's Jason Bateman.
Yeah,
but,
he's the fox.
But I also did hear that Disney was talking about maybe returning to hand-drawn animation for an upcoming feature film.
Hey, now.
Which would be pretty cool.
Oh, man, one thing in the news we didn't talk about, the guy that directed Lion King, big famous storyboarder and director of Lion King, the animated movie. He died.
Oh,
Yep.
bummer.
Yep. And then at number 2, losing the top spot, Avatar: Fire and Ash. Only took it 6 weeks to not have number 1. $6.4 million. I think it dipped 1 week in there. $378 million in the U.S. Another $1 billion elsewhere. So it's at $1.378 billion. Okay, James Cameron. And then taking the top spot in this, just defies logic. Just absolutely makes no sense and defies all logic.
Lord have mercy.
Mercy brought in almost $11 million. It's not a lot of money.
No.
But for something that shouldn't have made any money.
Looks so unbelievably bad.
Oh, man. Yeah. I imagine that's the only money it's going to make. It's going to be cleared next weekend. Dude, yeah, Vince. Yeah, exactly. That movie. That movie that looks like an episode of CBS television made $11 million.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
It's like season 8 of Blacklist. It's like season 8, episode 10. And you're just like, yep.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. It looks so bad. But anyway, well... that's the box office. That's what we got here. We're wrapping it up. We're gonna go get bundled up and return to our warmth and well, except you got but we're gonna get out of here. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe wherever it is you like and subscribe, or just download this podcast wherever you download podcasts. Search for the Drive-In Speaker Box podcast. You can get on our Discord. You can follow us along over all our links and all that stuff are on our link tree. Just go to the driveinspeakerbox.com and click on the thing that makes you feel right. So we appreciate it. Stay warm wherever you're doing. Watch some movies, eat some soup, make good decisions, and we'll see you next week, I guess.
See you then.
Later.
As you leave the theater, folks, please be careful. Don't let this happen to your car. Be sure to remove the speaker before you leave. If you should accidentally pull a speaker loose, please turn it in at our snack bar or box office. Thank you.